On December 24, 1971, just one day before Christmas, a plane took off from Lima, Peru. LANSA Flight 508. There were 86 people on board. Families, children, travelers. Everyone was excited to celebrate Christmas. No one knew this flight would become a nightmare. The first 30 minutes were completely normal. Passengers were relaxed. The crew served breakfast. People were smiling, talking, enjoying the journey. Then suddenly, the sky turned dark. A massive storm appeared ahead. The pilots saw it, but instead of avoiding it, backhand index pointing right, they flew straight into it. Inside the plane, everything changed. The aircraft started shaking violently. Luggage fell from above. Passengers screamed. Lightning flashed outside the windows. Thunder roared. And high voltage at 21,000 feet. Lightning struck the plane. It hit the right wing. Within seconds, the wing caught fire. Passengers watched in horror as flames spread. And backhand index pointing right, the wing broke off. The plane began to fall apart. Pieces started tearing away. Seats ripped from the cabin. People were thrown into the air. At around 10,000 feet, backhand index pointing right, the aircraft completely disintegrated, falling into the Amazon rainforest below. Rescue teams later said, no one could survive that fall. But they were wrong. 17-year-old girl, Julianne Cook, was still alive. She was strapped to her seat. As it fell from the sky, the seat spun like a helicopter blade, slowing her fall. Below her, a thick green jungle. Darkness. When Julianne woke up, it was Christmas morning. She was lying on the ground, alone, surrounded by jungle. Rain had fallen all night. She was soaked, covered in mud. Her injuries were serious. Her collarbone was broken. Her body was cut and bruised. One eye was swollen shut. She had lost her glasses. One sandal was missing. But somehow, backhand index pointing right, she was alive. First, she tried to stand, but she collapsed again and again. Finally, she forced herself up. But she knew one thing. Backhand index pointing right, if she stayed there, she would die. Julianne was not an ordinary girl. Her parents were zoologists. She had spent years in the Amazon. She remembered something her father taught her. Backhand index pointing right. If you ever get lost, follow water. So she searched and found a small stream. That stream became her only hope. She started walking along it, step by step. Weak, injured, alone. The Amazon jungle is one of the most dangerous places on Earth. Poisonous snakes, giant spiders, deadly insects, wild animals. And worst of all, backhand index pointing right, no food. Julianne searched for something to eat. He found mushrooms, but didn't touch them. They could be poisonous. Then she found something from the crash. A small pack of candies. Only 30 pieces. That was all she had. So she made a decision. Backhand index pointing right, eat just a little each day. Days passed. Her body became weaker. Her wounds got worse. Infections started spreading. Then something terrifying happened. Maggots began growing inside her wounds. He tried to remove them, using a small ring. But they were too deep. The pain was unbearable. She became dizzy, confused, exhausted. She started hallucinating. She saw houses. He heard people. He thought she was saved. But every time, backhand index pointing right, it was just her mind playing tricks. One day, he heard a sound. Water flowing stronger. The small stream had become a river. This was a good sign, because rivers lead to people. But the jungle became harder to cross. Fallen trees blocked her path. Thick bushes surrounded her. Slippery ground made walking difficult. Backhand index pointing right, she kept going. One moment, she faced death again. A large alligator appeared, moving slowly, silently, toward her. But Julianne stayed calm. She remembered something important. Backhand index pointing right, these animals attack from land. So she jumped into the river and let the current carry her away. He survived. By the 7th, 9th day, she had almost no energy left. Her candies were finished. She had nothing to eat, only river water. Her body was shutting down. By the 10th day, she lost hope. He believed this was the end. She saw something. A boat. First, she thought it was another hallucination. She rubbed her eyes, looked again. Backhand index pointing right, it was still there. It was real. With her last strike, she moved toward it. Near the boat, there was a small hut. She reached it, collapsed, and waited. Hours later, a few local men arrived. First, they were terrified. A girl, covered in wounds, barely alive. They thought she was a spirit. But then she spoke. Backhand index pointing right. I am a survivor from the plane crash. Everything changed. After 11 days, alone in the Amazon jungle, Julianne Koepke survived. Later, investigators discovered something shocking. Backhand index pointing right, 14 other people had survived the crash. But they stayed in one place, waiting for rescue. And they died. Julianne didn't wait. She moved. She fought. He survived. Today, Julianne Koepke is alive. Scientist. A symbol of survival. But one question still remains. Backhand index pointing right, why did she survive when others didn't? Maybe the answer is simple. Backhand index pointing right, she refused to give up. When life feels impossible, remember this story. Because if someone can survive 11 days in the Amazon jungle, backhand index pointing right, you can survive anything. Like the video, and subscribe for more real and powerful stories.